Hi, this is Nicole Whitlock with the eCom Sellers Academy. And today we are covering online arbitrage. It will be myself and Celia Rollins who will be joining us shortly. I'm excited about that. So let me just check something real quick and let's get started. So Celia is the owner of Rollins Cafe. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out online. She sells some pretty awesome stuff. She's been selling online, and you can check it on Facebook and I think Instagram. So go check out Rollins Cafe. She also been selling online since 2015. She is married, has grandbabies, and she is an amazing person to work with. Let me just tell you. So she's my partner in crime on this particular workshop, and she's a retired computer teacher. So I'm excited to be working with Celia. We have some great stuff to cover. I am Nicole Whitlock. So I've been selling since 2014. I've been selling offline since 2008. That means I used to host a boatload of garage sales at my house. And I used to sell on Facebook garage sale groups and on Craigslist when Craigslist was the bomb. I'm a single mom. I have two special needs kids, and I use e-commerce to help cover lots and lots of treatments, therapy, special diet, supplements, and all of that. And I'm the creator of eCom Sellers LLC, which includes eCom Sellers Academy, eCom Sellers Mastery, eCom Sellers Summit, eCom Q4 Summit, eCom Minute, eCom Mondays. I could go on and on. eCom Sellers Mastermind. I think that's all of them. But in any case, I am glad to be here. We hope that the information we share today will be helpful to you. So here's some assumptions about this workshop, because we are only hosting Get Results workshops. In other words, you take the workshop, you participate in the activities, and you will get some result. Depends on what you do as to what the result will be. So we're going to assume that you have access to the internet and a computer in order to participate in this workshop. If you don't have access to those, I mean, you want to get a mobile device of some type, but you do need to have that. The other assumption we're making is that you actually have an Amazon seller account. So if you don't have a seller account, we encourage you to get one. We actually do have step-by-step instructions on how to create your Amazon seller account, so I can add that to the chat before we close out this session. But we encourage you to create your Amazon seller account so that way you will be able to take action. Now, here's the deal. The information that we're sharing at this summit can be used for any other platform. So we're teaching it from an Amazon perspective, but you can use it in any other platform. You can use it on eBay, you can use it on Mercari, Poshmark, you can use it on any of the platforms. We're going to be talking about, the retail size of buying from the big box stores, doing online arbitrage, and then we're going to talk about wholesale accounts. So again, you can use it from either perspective. The other thing that we're teaching you is we're going to teach you in this workshop, it's being taught from a seller or merchant fulfilled perspective. Meaning we're not acquiring this inventory to send it into Amazon or FBA. If you want to send it into Amazon, that is absolutely your choice, but we don't recommend it right now. There's a lot of activity that's happening at the Amazon warehouses. And so to save yourself the stress and to prevent your inventory from either being hijacked or held hostage, we encourage you to just go ahead and establish an account with a prep center. We recommend My Fulfillment Team. We have a couple other prep centers that we recommend, or you fulfill the inventory yourself, especially if you've got kiddos at home. Give them an activity to do, get them to help you in the business. But we recommend seller fulfilled right now over FBA because there's just so much activity happening around FBA, and it is fluid from week to week. So we encourage that. So the workshop overview, by the end of this workshop, you will know what online arbitrage is. You'll be able to understand how to install the seller app. And again, we're going to give you that activity. You're going to install the seller app if you haven't already done that, in addition to some other apps. You understand sales rank and restricted products, how to use the seller app to scan items from your computer. I said that, yes, from your computer. So if you're using a mobile device to participate in this activity, that's great. If you're using a computer, that is 10 times better. So if you're using a mobile device, you will have to scan and use a second phone to scan over that. I'm just going to say, because we're going to actually scan images from the desktop of our computers. We will talk with you about how to source a product using online research strategies from multiple stores, and what to source now, where to source, and what to source now. And then we're also going to be covering Keepa and how to use Keepa to help you, how to use a DS Quick View to help you with product research in Camel, Camel, Camel. We're also going to walk through ordering a product, checking when it arrives, what are some of the things you need to look for, how do you handle that. We're gonna, we're gonna scan products from our screen today. And then in addition to that, we're gonna talk about profit margins, your return on your investment, wholesale sourcing, how do you establish that wholesale account? And then when an item sells, you gotta prep it, pack it, and ship it to the customer. That is a lot to cover. Is there anything else we're gonna be covering, Ms. Celia?
I think that's it.
All right. So today we're going to go through what is online arbitrage. We're going to talk through understanding the seller app. We're going to talk about sales rank, restricted items, and brands. We're going to walk through using the seller app, and we're also going to walk through using the buyer app, and you're looking at your back office. And then we're going to source some products using online research strategies from a couple of stores and what to source, where to source now. So before we get started, are there any questions for what we are going to be covering? I can't see anything, so I have to, sorry about that. Okay, I am assuming we are good to go. Am I still showing my screen?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know what happened. The thing is gone. So I can't tell. There we go. Now I can tell that I'm sharing my screen. Okay. Whoops, didn't mean to do that either. Ugh. Present. That's what I was trying to hit. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing, Michelle, do you want to cover this page or do you want me to cover it? Let me know.
All right, sure. What is online arbitrage? Online arbitrage refers to the act of buying products from websites and then selling those same products through other online marketplaces for a profit. The most common and reliable sources of products are from the websites of large retailers that are likely already making purchases from Walmart, Home Depot, Target, etc. With online arbitrage, you can look at the product performance on Amazon a little deeper to make better sourcing decisions. Online arbitrage is something you can do from just about anywhere. So as long as you have internet access. That is.
I thank you, Miss Celia. I just want to say this. So Celia, she takes care of her amazing mother and she is at home. She's been at home for a while. I have 2 special needs kids. So online arbitrage is where it's at. I use multiple strategies in addition to online arbitrage, but being able to do research online because sometimes you just can't get out and about. This is also a great strategy for those who are not comfortable with going out just yet because of COVID-19. So it's a great opportunity for you to source online. Now we're going to talk about some simple strategies. And then next week, we're going to get into some more strategies and some more resources available to you so that you can be a successful sourcer. But I just want you to know that online arbitrage is a great way to get into the business or to continue to keep your business afloat. We're going to talk about a couple of different ways in which you can use online arbitrage to do that. Okay, so the next thing is, what kind of mindset do you need to have to do online arbitrage? The shortest answer I'm going to give you is that you have to have the mindset that at the end of the day, you make all the decisions and you're responsible for all of those decisions. Like your why is extremely important. And so for me, my why is, my kids, but it's also about keeping the lights on and keeping water coming out of my faucet. If keeping the lights on and keeping water coming out of your faucet is a high enough priority for you, you will make sure that you stay focused. There's a lot of shiny objects out there, and we want to help you actually make progress in your business. So remembering your why, putting that somewhere where you can reference it on a regular basis is going to help you. The other thing, again, we talked about you're the owner. So you're an entrepreneur. And an entrepreneur means that you are going to be taking some risks too. You have to be prepared with, you are taking some risks. Some of the inventory that you're going to acquire, it may not always sell. And so you need to have a backup plan or a strategy on how do I get rid of inventory that doesn't sell, doesn't move. We always recommend selling it on other platforms in addition to selling it on Amazon. But again, if you want to go ahead and diversify in advance, you can do that. And there's many different ways to do it. We also encourage you to build a real schedule. So doing this business is not for the faint of heart. If you don't have a real work schedule, then this is just going to be a hobby or something that you do in between binge watching stuff on Netflix. So if this is the solution you've been looking for and you really want to make money doing this, you have to build a real schedule. I cannot stress that enough. Having a schedule that you follow on a regular basis is only going to help you be more consistent in your business.
Right.
The other thing is, so I'm gonna let Celia take the next couple ones. So go ahead, Miss Celia.
Okay, so you have to be patient. You have to realize that you are in this for the long haul, and this is not, I repeat, this is not a get rich quick scheme. It is tedious, but it requires lots of research, and you have to pay attention to the numbers. It requires repetition of the same actions every day, but it is worth it. You also have to have consistency. You need to build income producing habits by following your daily schedule. And that is so important because you will get results with your consistency.
Absolutely. You know, so if this is the whole rinse and repeat strategy, I will tell you that retail arbitrage and online arbitrage, but doing online arbitrage requires you to be in front of a computer or some type of device on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to be prepared for that. Whereas retail arbitrage, you actually can get out, you'll be moving, you can scan things and pick up physical products. In this exercise, you are not going to be picking up any physical products outside of scanning stuff around your house. So you have to be prepared to be sitting in front of your computer for a little bit of time. And again, we're going to talk about a couple of different strategies that you can use to help you. But again, this is so important that when you remember you are making an investment, you have to acquire inventory on a regular basis. Mm-hmm. Whether you buy it, whether you get it from a liquidation, whether somebody gives it to you, they're like, oh, I'm tossing this out anyway, so you can go ahead and sell it. So you need to remember that. And then in addition to that, you've got to build those habits. That schedule's got to work. And you have to be prepared to do the same thing over and over again. It will yield a result, as Ms. Celia said. Mm-hmm. So restricted categories and brands. So we want you to know, since we're talking about Amazon, there's some restricted categories and brands. Again, you can use this strategy on Walmart's. You can use this strategy on selling on eBay. And so there's a lot of people that are selling on Walmart right now or transitioning to selling on Walmart. You can use this strategy anyway. Walmart doesn't have any restricted categories, and eBay has some restrictions, but they're limited. I just want you to know Amazon does not have a boatload of restricted categories. What they do have is they have some restrictions in secondary categories or subcategories and brands, but they don't have a lot of restricted categories. So again, it's pretty open. There's some secondary categories that are not open. And I don't know what the total number is. It's like over 5 billion products or something that's on Amazon, period. So of those, if 1 million of the 5 billion are restricted, that means you got you have a large number left to sell. Mm-hmm. So don't let the restrictions stop you from going. Don't let the restrictions stop you from making progress in your business and making money. So how do I get approved? So the first thing you can do is you can scan the item using your Amazon Seller app, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. You can use your Amazon Seller app, or you can go online and add a product in your inventory. You're logging into your Amazon Seller Central back office. You can enter the ASIN for the product, or you can scan the product, or you can type in the product, whichever one you want to do. And then if you're doing it from your app, it'll tell you whether or not you have to request approval. And you'll see a little button on the lower right-hand side. We'll see that in a second. If you're on your computer, then you'll see that there will be a message next to those products. And so if you have to request approval, it'll indicate that. So you just click on request approval. You might instantly get approved depending on if you've been consistent in your business or not, or they may deny you, they may request additional information in order to make the decision. But again, make a note when you request approval for stuff so you can come back 3 to 6 months from now and you can apply for approval again. Anything else you want to add to that, Celia?
No, I think that's the proper way to do it. Because, once you do that, it'll help. That is.
So here are some sales ranks This is, I think, the latest one from June, so I don't think I have the July one posted, but you kind of get an idea for the categories. And again, there's only 5 that are truly restricted, so the others are wide open. So giving you the example of, let's just look at toys. So toys has over 8 million products, 8.5 million products. Of those 8.5 million products, and that's as of right now, as of June. Now, these numbers fluctuate as far as the number of products online and whatnot. So just know that there will be some fluctuations in here. But being able to sell, your goal, what we're going to be talking about is selling in the top 1% of the sales rank. So we're going to look at what a sales rank is, so that way you can, when you're scanning products, you can check to see what the sales rank is for it. And if it's below your threshold of 1% or lower, then that's good. That means that product is moving. The lower the rank, the lower the number, the faster the item is selling. Okay? The higher the number, the slower the item is selling. So your goal is always to stay in the 1% of the sales rank. So when it comes to like grocery, which is another great category to do online arbitrage for, 27,000, anything below 27,000, that's a good sales rank. We'll see in clothing, anything below $1 million. And I can tell you, pajamas were selling like crazy. So again, the lower the number when it comes to the rank of the item on Amazon, the faster it's moving. So when we talk about how you use this information to be able to sell on other platforms, if the item is moving like hotcakes and it's in that top 1% on Amazon, you have to know that it is selling or moving on other platforms, because hot items sell on all platforms. They just move faster on Amazon, but they sell on all platforms. So whatever platform you're selling on, whether it is Amazon or eBay or Shopify, or you're selling on Google Shopping, whatever it happens to be, Facebook shops, it's going to be moving on those platforms too, especially if it has a super, super low rank. If it has a higher rank, it's probably going to take longer to sell. So the great thing about the things that have lower rank, you can find them organically a whole lot easier. So that means that your items will eventually show up and you will be surprised when you possibly get a sale. Is there anything else you want to share on that, Celia?
Like she said, when you're looking at the sales rank, you look at those numbers. The lower the rank, the faster the item sells.
Absolutely. All right, so sales rank. So again, we want you to try and find products in the top 1% of the sales rank. We do have a sales rank chart, and I will share again this in the chat as we get closer to the end of the session. The other thing you can do is Google is your friend. I've said that for years. So since Google is your friend, you can Google search Amazon bestsellers to find items that are already moving. It'll tell you the items that are in the Amazon top 100. Amazon movers and shakers, these are the items that people are potentially either looking for or that are changing ranks, big ranks. So maybe it's a hot selling item this week, and next week maybe it's not so hot. But you can Google Amazon movers and shakers. You can also Google Walmart top selling. And if you choose watch count, that is a platform that is used typically by eBay. So you could do a search on watch count for a specific product, or see what's already on watch count, see what's moving on these platforms. And last but not least, you have Google Trends, which is always helpful. And you can also check to see how frequently something has sold when you're searching for it on eBay. All right, so Ms. Celia, you want to cover the action activity for today?
All right, so our action activity is going to be step 1, install the Amazon apps. You have your Amazon seller app and your Amazon shopping app. So you will go to the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. You will find those apps, install them on your devices. Then you would log into the app with your details, your username and password. So that's going to be our first action step for today.
Yes. So yeah, the seller app and the buying app. And the reason why we tell you to install the shopping app or the buying app is because when you're doing research, sometimes when you're doing, if you're doing it from your computer, you can use the selling app. Of course, we're going to use that to scan some items. You can actually use it to scan items on your computer screen. But the shopping app, when you're typing things in directly, sometimes it may not come up as quickly. You may be able to see it or find it faster by scanning it using your shopping app. It'll give you the actual ASIN, it'll give you the sales rank. So again, both of them work in order to list it or in order to buy it. Um, you know, you want to, if you want to list it, you're going to use your seller app. But if you're going to buy it, we're going to talk about a couple of strategies you can find to source it a different way than using Amazon as your source, because you're not going to use Amazon as your source. You're going to use another store as your source. So the shopping app is just going to give you some ideas of what else people are potentially buying with that item, and also what other categories this particular product may also be in, so you can maybe sell similar or related products. So here's the instructions to install the seller app. You're going to go to, of course, your Google, either your Google Play Store, you're going to go to the Apple Store, either one. You're going to look for the Amazon seller icon. Okay. Once you do that, you're going to install the app. You're going to see this. We're going to just recommend that if you're starting off that you just use the US version. Don't try to sell on Canada, Mexico, or any other platform just yet. You've got to master one method and one platform at a time before you decide to take on another. Then after you create your Amazon seller account, and that was what we talked about at the beginning, we assume you already have one. Then you're going to log into your Amazon seller account, and the next thing that you will be doing is kind of looking at what are your options. So here's the screenshot of what you'll see first. The second thing that you'll see is it's going to actually give you some data around your sales that you're currently having. So if you haven't sold anything, all of this is going to be zeros and no data if you're new. If you have been selling, then of course, your data is going to show up on this first screen. This is where you also have the opportunity to manually add a product. You can type it in, you can scan it, because you see you have the little camera up at the top. So you can scan the item, and that includes scanning your computer screen or your mobile device. So if you've got a Apple iPad or Surface Pro or whatever it happens to be, you can scan that as well with your mobile device. So some of the other things in the communication section, this is where you're going to have messages sent to you. When items sell, you'll actually see your messages here. You have messages. These are all your buyer-seller messages. And so if there's something you need to address, you're going to see that here. In addition, and also notifications about your account. And then your next section under the help, you can research help questions, and you have some of all of the same stuff. You have way more when you log into your computer. But having all of this information available at your fingertips is great, because then if you are working on your computer to order inventory, you can use your phone to do some of the research and or some of the activities you need to. It's just in case you don't have multiple phones. I actually have 4 phones, so, and a couple of computers. So I am looking at stuff from a couple of different sources. But if you're not like me and crazy, you can, pull the items up on your computer and do research using your phone. So it's a great way to do that. If you have, you want to talk to them about your account, or you want to research anything on your account, you can go there. And that's also in the app. And then we have also pulled up understanding your seller app. So this image, this graphic, we also have used in another training, but we think it's important for people to know how to read the app. So the first thing is that, let me go backwards. Sorry, my computer mouse. So this is the product. The product rank is 26,000, which is still a decent rank. This actually happens to be a multi-pack. It's a multi-pack of sponges. And ironically, you can get these sponges at the Dollar Tree for $1. Mm-hmm. You can place an order with them. Right now, it shows that there are 9 sellers that are FBA sellers, which means they sent it into the Amazon warehouse, and there are 13 offers total. In addition to that, they've got some special instructions. You can only sell this item new, and you probably have to package it together and put a do not separate on it if you're going to send it into the Amazon warehouse. If you're not, you're just going to put it into a packaging and send it to your customer directly. If you're using a prep center, you can ask them to bundle it for you. So this shows what the screen will look like if you choose seller fulfill. If it was Amazon FBA, it would look different. You wouldn't see the shipping credits here. And this is also based off of settings. So these are things that you would set up at the beginning when you create your account, and you have in your back office, you're going to indicate some information about your shipping if you're doing merchant fulfilled. The other thing is if you needed to request approval, instead of saying list here, you would actually have a request approval button that you can click on to be able to request approval to sell this item. So you can put in the price for the item, which of course it's $1 something. And then, well, we're buying 3 of them. So $3.25 is what we put for the purchase price, shipping to the customer estimated. So this is the profit. If this is an item that's moving like crazy, then it's worth it. So the great thing about the Dollar Tree, just a little side note you can make a note of, is that you can order from dollartree.com all day long. And so we have them as an option today to talk about that. And when you order, normally they're asking you, you know, you're not buying a singular majority of the time. You're buying a case, you're buying multiples. So again, figuring out how many come in a case, so then that way you can divvy them out appropriately. If it comes 24 in a case, then that means you'll be selling 8 total of these. If they come with some odd number like 25 or I don't know, 57 or something, then you got to figure out what your numbers are going to be, and maybe you sell the extras on a completely different listing. I happen to know that there's a 2-pack listing out there already. Is there anything else on here, Celia, that they need to know about the app before I move to the next page?
Just make sure you know the difference when you click. It's 2 options, seller fulfilled and Amazon fulfilled. So
Absolutely.
just pay attention to that. And the little box on the little corner there, that's a prep pack requirement.
Yes.
When they click, it'll tell you.
When you click on it, it'll tell you. We can see the Amazon's also not on this listing as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when we go and look at this item, again, we can see the ratings on it. It's got a rating of, it's been reviewed or people have shared feedback 233 times. It's got 4 stars. I prefer to do online arbitrage on products that have 4 stars and above, so 4 to 5 stars. I prefer not to on ones that are 3 stars. I don't want to deal with a lot of returns, especially since I'm doing merchant or selling fulfilled. So again, I try to minimize and mitigate my risk by doing that. You can also use an extension that's Jungle Scout. And the Jungle Scout extension will tell you, once you put in what the sales rank is, it tells you approximately how many of this item is selling based on the category. It's just an estimate. It's not an exact science, but it kind of gives you an idea of the potential. So if it is selling 540 times in a month, 540 sales, okay, so you don't know how many each one of these people have, but you know that there's a chance that you will get a sale. So this is something worth selling because there's a chance. It's not like you have 205 sellers on this listing. You don't. You've got 9. We don't know how much each one of them has. You can go and you can use another extension called How Many, or you can add this if you're online and you're in the buying app. You can add it to your cart and put in like $9.99 and then find out how many that person actually has. So that's another hat trick you can use. So in addition to that, so understanding your app, you can see who all is on the listing. So this gives you some pricing on how many. You can see the Prime members. They have the little Prime. Now, I will tell you something that's a little misleading. Some people don't even realize that seller fulfilled Prime is an option. So for some people, depending on their sales matrix and what they're rating their performance is, that seller fulfilled Prime is an option. So it may say Prime, but they're actually doing seller fulfilled. So again, the more consistent you are in your business, the faster you get your item shipped out to your customer. You too potentially could have the option of having seller fulfilled Prime show up for you. But this tells you what is happening, and then also gives you an idea. Like I try to stay in the middle when I'm pricing, when I'm listing my item for pricing. So that's my strategy. Celia, do you have a different strategy?
Nope, same for me. Never want to be the lowest.
Never want to be the lowest. And when Amazon tells you your price is too high, if you go and do research and you see that there are other sellers on the listing, and those other sellers on the listing are either higher than you or the same price as you, you know, I pretty much ignore those messages from Amazon. And sometimes, you know, you can respond depending on what happens, you know, depending on how they sent it to you. Okay, so when I'm viewing the product from my computer, this is Amazon.com, or I will see something similar when on the Amazon buying app as well. You can see how many ratings are up here, and you can see how many sellers. It says I have 13 offers. And you see a little bit of the description, a little bit more information than you see on the buying app. And as I scroll down, I can also see more information about the reviews, that will help me prepare myself mentally for if I get any returns. What are people returning it for? What's the reason? I can also see the ASIN. I can see the sales rank. And I can see that in the secondary category of household cleaning brushes, that it is 246. So we're in the middle of COVID-19. Do you think people are buying cleaning accessories, cleaning supplies? Not just, oh, okay, I need bleach or I need vinegar or I need, Lysol or whatever. I'm talking about, water bottles and spray bottles and gloves and sponges. And people are buying all that other stuff too. If you're buying it, they're buying it. So think about the stuff that you buy on a regular basis. Anything else you look for here, Miss Celia?
Nope, that's it. I like, especially if it's merchant fulfilled, I like to see the shipping weight.
Yes, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going into your Amazon Seller Central, under inventory and added product, you can come here and type in the particular item, and you can see through this view. You would see this on Amazon.com too if you just typed in the sponges, that there would be 2 listings for it. One is a 3-pack and one's a 2-pack. You have to decide which listing works for you. Because again, you're the business owner. You make all the business decisions when it comes to your specific business. And then once you have that particular item, you want to enter your price and your quantity, and that you will ship it to the customer yourself. You see that here. And then your listing would go live. The same thing, and I just want to say one more, the same thing would actually happen on your Amazon buying app. Seller app. When I am scanning an online product and I know I'm going to sell it, like I've already ordered it from wherever, I will add it to my inventory. I might currently leave the quantity as 0, so that way I have it. But when it actually arrives, then I can go and change the quantity to whatever. If you're sending your inventory directly to a prep center, we'll talk about this a little bit more next week. So if you send it to a prep center, again, once the prep center has checked it in, then you can go update your quantity. So some additional tips for you to keep in mind. Is there anything else there, Celia, that I did not mention?
Nope, I think that's it. It's cute.
All right. So, Ms. Celia, you want to tell them about your online arbitrage strategies that you use?
All right. So, usually when I'm doing online, or I like to look at seasonal, popular, trendy, and holiday. I also use wholesale a lot, but I like to fill in with those seasonal, popular, trendy, and holiday items to kind of spike, to give my account that jump and to keep that balance. That's usually my strategy. So when you, of course, establishing wholesale accounts, you need to make sure that you have those steady eddies. It kind of gives you the steady eddies, really. And I like to use replens and consumables. Also, what I do, just to, again, add some stability to my account, I like to use the wholesale list from Sean Mayo. He is an excellent resource that we do share in our group. His name is Sean Mayo, and he's excellent for wholesale lists, meaning he actually puts together a list. He has a team of people. They pull that information to give you the stats, the BSR, the price, what it's selling for, the source where you can get it from, right from the list. So I do use those. And we like to check the sites for the clearance sections. We also use coupons, cashback sites. I also mix in with the cashback card. I like to use one card specifically because I like the cashback that it offers. That's not anything extra. You're just spending, buying your inventory, but at the end of that month, they'll give you a cashback for however much you've spent for the card. And it also keeps me organized because everything is in one place when it comes time for me to find those receipts. And that also improves your ROI, your return on investment. That's what the ROI stands for. One of my favorite tools to use, of course, is Rakuten. It's a cashback site. And I like to use Price Blink. And that's like a little item that sits on your toolbar. So whenever you're on Amazon, it shows you the different places where you can find that item And it also offers discounts for Price Blink, and it's free. Both of them are free. And it's also good to sign up for their email newsletters, because you get little coupons, discounts from the actual stores when you have their newsletters.
Absolutely. Kohl's, JCPenney's. JCPenney's is going crazy with all of the, I mean, they're sending stuff at 70 and 80% off. I'm like, how are they even making any money at this point?
Wow.
But yeah, it's bananas. So sign up for the stores right now, because you're going to get all of these flyers, these notifications of stores that are, offering a certain percentage off. You can source those particular items using the whatever percentage off they gave you, plus charge it to a cashback card, and then literally just rake in the ROI. Like the ROI is going to be ridiculous. But one of the things I want to challenge you guys to do is also to scan things around your house. I think people overlook that all the time. Like, what are you buying? What did you just go to the store to buy? What did you just put in your cabinets? What did you just, whatever. Go and scan around your house, scan something that you recently bought in the last 30 days, in the last 60 days, in the last 90 days. Go find your receipts and go and scan. If you keep your receipts, go and scan stuff around your house. That's an easy way to find steady eddies. It's an easy way, a quick way, like a hack, an eCom hack, to find steady eddies around your the things that you put in your cart, the things that you just went to the store to buy when COVID-19 first came out. What were like the top 20 things that you bought? Probably somebody else is buying them, and that includes shelf-stable food, perishable, because people were buying perishables like crazy. So if you are approved to be able to sell grocery, that's a great opportunity for you to be able to make some extra money selling grocery on whatever platform, whether it be Amazon or eBay or Walmart for that matter, having the opportunity to be able to sell those products in addition to the other platforms that are available to you. So scan around your house. That's my challenge to you today. Start scanning some stuff. I mean, just be intentional this week. Go get your last 2 receipts if you have them filed somewhere, and just scan like 100 items that you recently bought. You're going to shock yourself. You're going to be like, oh my God, this sold and this is selling for this. There's only 2 sellers on this listing. This one's up. This one's in a multi-pack. Like, you're going to be like, what? So again, what you put in your cart, more than likely somebody else is looking for, especially in these times. Okay. I do want to say this. We do have a partnership with Sean Mayo. He's an amazing guy. So we use him quite often. Okay, so where to source and what to source. So we're going to talk about the stores first. We'll get into wholesale next week, but we just gave you some quick ones that you can just think about. I think everybody's heard of Walmart and Target, so we know that. Dollar Tree, Party City, Disney, and Bed Bath & Beyond. So when you're going to, Walmart and Target right now, back to school has got a lot of back to school. Same thing with the Dollar Tree. I will tell you another place that I like to source back to school is Big Lots and sometimes Staples. Because again, if you've registered for their sites, you get their little notifications. They're giving you a certain percentage off on this day. Sometimes they'll have online day, like flash sales, where today we're giving you an additional 15% off of all your purchases. So they already had a sale going on and they're giving you additional 15%. Don't overlook those opportunities, okay? But back to school is one, even though we don't know what back to school is actually gonna look like, because of the fact that it's going to be, I think it's going to be a hybrid, regardless of whether you're in preschool or college. I think it's going to be a hybrid across the United States, meaning there will be some kids that will go to school, to a physical campus. There will be some kids that will choose virtual or will have to do virtual. And there will be times where kids will do on campus and virtual combined, meaning 2 days a week go to school, 2 days a week doing virtual. Whatever it looks like. The reality is there's still going to be some need for back to school. It may not look like it has in the past, but there still will be a need to buy school supplies. So again, selling school supplies, what the sales look like this year may look different than they have historically, but it is an option. And I will tell you the times a year, if you want to make this, I'm just going to give it to you. So there's a couple times a year, well, more than a couple, about 5 times a year, where there is like a spike in your sales. Seriously. So, and back to school is one of them. Right around the back to school window is one of those spikes in the sales. Then sales go back up and they stay up from Halloween or October all the way to past Christmas. So pretty much I say around the end of September until the end of January. There's like a spike in sales. And then after that, the next spike in sales is around Valentine's Day. It takes a little bit of, New Year's and Valentine's Day. And then after that, then it takes a little bit of a spike around St. Patty's, but not necessarily because of St. Patty's, because there's like spring break activities happening around those windows, and you're getting close to Easter. So it's a cluster of a little bit of Easter, a little bit of St. Patty's Day, a little bit of spring break, all mixed into one because they're all around the March and April timeframe. Then you have Mother's Day. I'm sorry, Mother's Day more so than Father's Day. I'm just gonna be honest.
Mhm.
And then back to school is your spike. So back to school is a huge spike. Easter is a huge spike, and October, November, December definitely a huge spike. So take advantage of back to school because there's going to be some form of back to school. We just don't know what it's going to look like. There's a lot of toys that are on clearance right now. Why is that? That is because toys were ordered almost a year and a half ago. Companies, movie studios produced or put out the list of what kiddo movies were going to be released when. And they did that over a year ago.
Mhm.
So when they did that, all of these companies went and ordered toys from different manufacturers for those movies that were going out. Well, now that none of those movies have come out, like none, like everything is on the shelf. Those toys are still coming in. They're still coming in because they were already ordered. So they have to find somewhere to put this stuff. Now, some of those toys, they may probably hold them in the warehouse until the actual movie comes out. But some of those, they're like, we out of space. So just be mindful of the fact that they got toys coming in because of movies. They got toys coming in because they would start the process of getting prepared for Christmas. And so normally toys would have sold anyway. They got to put some of this stuff on clearance. So there's a great amount of toys on sale online right now that people are not even thinking about. All right, Celia, what else you want to? I'll let you go ahead and go through the rest of this list. It's an amazing list.
All right. So, of course, we talked about Dollar Tree. Their outdoor beauty and personal care, seasonal. Election time is coming up. All those patriotic items, your red, white, and blue. They're going to be looking for those. You have your arts and crafts. That's very popular. That's been popular for a while. You have Party City, your party bundles, candies. That's a nice, great resource for candies. And candies that are a little different too. Party City has that. Your holiday and election. The Disney store, Disney.com. They have a lot of clearance there. They have toys and figurines from the movies and cartoons. And sales. You have Bed Bath & Beyond. That is my favorite store. They have clearance. I know you've heard they will be phasing out. So they have a lot of items that are on sale. Kitchen and dining, bedding, sheets, and kitchen gadgets. Very popular.
Absolutely. And we're sad that they're going out of business because they're,
Oh my.
yeah. So Disney has been getting a lot of traction here lately too because of the fact that, kids have been home. And so the Disney Channel has been getting a lot of attention. Hamilton just came out, but not the kids are watching Hamilton. But it's a great opportunity for parents to be on the Disney Channel so that, of course, Disney can share other things on the screen, just before you choose Hamilton and after it's over. So that gives parents an idea of what, like, oh, okay, I didn't think about that for little Billy for Christmas because they're going to start the process of ordering things or getting things for Christmas. So if you have little kiddos, be mindful of what they watch. And if you don't have little kiddos, maybe just go to DisneyJunior.com, NickJunior.com, PBSKids.com. I'm trying to think of all of them, like DiscoveryKids.com. Go there and just see what the list of TV shows are. And then that may give you an idea of some of the toys because, again, the kids couldn't go to the movies. So nobody went to the movies, really. Since they can't go to the movies, they're seeing the same thing over and over again. What toys do you think that they are going to want for Christmas? If they've been sitting at home watching Doc McStuffins this whole time, they're gonna want a Doc McStuffins toy. How many people know that they stopped making a boatload of Doc McStuffins stuff and they have a limited supply of that? So, so then that becomes a hard toy to find, which means it's a popular toy. So a lot of the old stuff, I think there's going to be a lot of it. If you can acquire it now, the older shows that have been around for a while, if you can acquire them now, you can have some amazing profit margins. Not that we believe in price gouging, that's not what I'm saying, but you're going to experience some amazing profit margins later on because there's only so much of that that's been produced. They were expecting to roll out new stuff, and none of the new stuff has been rolled out because they couldn't release any new movies. So existing stuff is going to sell out like hotcakes, especially the stuff the kids have been binge watching over and over again for the last 4 months. And by the time Christmas gets here, it will be they've been binge watching it for 8 months. So they really, really want it by then. Am I telling the truth?
You're right. You are right.
They just sit there binge watching it. Don't overlook the opportunity to to sell some perishable foods, especially those that are unique. Like for people that are diabetic or the people have some type of allergy, because those are the people that are susceptible to COVID-19. So be mindful of the opportunity to sell those perishable items. And if you can order them online, have them shipped to you, or you can order them online and use one of the services like Shipped, or if you use Postmates, or you use Thumbtack, or you use a personal shopper to go to the store for you and bring that inventory back to you. Again, don't overlook the opportunity to sell some perishable foods because that is another great one.
Mm-hmm.
And these are not by any
great statement, right?
Yeah, this is not an inclusive list of everything. These are just some things to think about when you go to these stores. So if you haven't been to Target.com in a while, go to the front page of Target.com. Whatever they're featuring, there's a reason why they're featuring. So see what you can acquire now that they may not sell later, or they may sell out of faster, or it could be something you acquire now at a low price that you can sell for a slightly higher price around Christmas. So go to the first page, sign up for their newsletter, but go to the first page and see what automatically displays there. Go to the first page of Walmart. Same thing with Dollar Tree. What's in the rotator? The rotator is the thing that the screen moves. Party City, go see what's on the first page. Same thing with Disney and Bed Bath & Beyond. And any other store, we're going to have another list of stores and another list of wholesale suppliers that we're going to be talking about. So I'm going to give you this example. I know we're about to wrap it up here. So let me escape out of the screen real quick. I know I got 9,000 windows open. So I'm going to go to, I mentioned before, Amazon Top 100. So if it's selling on Amazon, you have to know that it's also probably has a source from somewhere else. So this is the Amazon Top 100, it's the best sellers. And so right now, floaties are like crazy, selling everywhere. So if I go and click on this, the one tip that I would tell you as you're doing your product research is if I click on this floaty, and I left click for search Google for this image. When I do that, I may be able to drill down to who's the source for this particular product. It's another way to find it, or I may be able to find it at other stores for a cheaper price. Because again, if I can find it for a cheaper price, whoever's got it the lowest price, and if it's selling like crazy on Amazon, that means there's a potential for me to make some money. So when you're doing some research, you find the item that you're looking at, you're going, I can go and use the Jungle Scout Chrome extension to see how often it's selling, but I can also go and see where else I can source it from. And so one of those other places that you can use is the extension that Celia mentioned earlier, Price Blink. It'll tell you where else it's selling and also tell you if there's any cashback or coupon codes as well. So maybe you can get it for a lower price. If you can get it for a lower price, that's an opportunity for you to make a higher profit margin. Is there anything else you want to add to that, Ms. Celia?
Oh, that's a good Price Blink is a really good resource, and it's free. Nice plugin. Sits right on top of your browser. Just click.
There you go. All right, so today, in today's session, what we did was we explained what is retail arbitrage. We talked about the seller app, how to install it, how to use it, how to review products on Amazon.com and the shopping app. We also reviewed the selling app as well as your Amazon back office. We talked about a couple of strategies. We started talking about a couple of strategies for online arbitrage. And then we also gave you some ideas of some stores that you can go to now. Again, it's not all the stores. It's just a starting point of things to buy when you go to some of those stores. If you go to their online page and source it. And if, again, you want to incorporate some form of retail arbitrage, you can use, you can order online and do a store pickup. You can order online and hire a personal shopper. You can order online and you can order through Shipt, or I'm trying to remember all of them. But there's a lot of options for placing the order and having it delivered to your front door or to your garage door, giving you the opportunity to not be exposed. So I can't get out that often, neither can Celia. So we use a lot of different online arbitrage strategies to help us find stuff that's already moving. The other thing about using the big box stores, I will tell you, is when you're ordering, sometimes when you're ordering wholesale, and wholesale is a great way to source, but sometimes right about now you're ordering wholesale, those wholesale suppliers may not actually have that inventory coming across from China to the US until later. So it may be, another month and a half. So with stores, if you hire a personal shopper, the inventory is already in the store physically. All you have to do is just go get it. So that's why I like some of the stores. I also still like doing the wholesale method, but that's another quick and easy strategy. You don't have to wait. And it gives you what Celia said, which is your steady eddies or your replenishables. So we want to ask, what questions do you have today? What questions can we answer? Was this information helpful? And if it was helpful, tell us what tip you found was helpful in the information I shared and the information that Celia shared. What was helpful about today? All right. So you can type that in the group. And there's going to be a live Q&A at 9:30 if you're part of eCom Sellers Academy. You can also get access to all of our workshops, any of them, if you're a paid Academy member. So sign up to become an Academy member, and then you'll be able to gain access to every single workshop. So next week, we're going to talk through the remaining list of things, including wholesale, and we're also going to talk about your profit margins so that we can help you source, and we're going to get into the Keepa app and Camel. So make sure you tune in and share this information with a friend. Encourage them to sign up because we're going to be covering some of that as well and give you an activity so that you can do some quick research and hopefully maybe find a valuable product that you can sell right now. All right. Thank you. Talk to you later.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.